The Russian Navy, the second most powerful fleet in the world, but only on paper. Most of the ships and submarines were put into operation in the 1990s, and today they are already significantly outdated, as well as the naval command and control system.
Of course, we saw that their fleet was somewhere of our technology from the 1950s, that they had stolen. They sometimes didn't even understand why they were stealing, but it had to look like ours. And for what? They didn't know. But it all was so outdated, and not only because it was poorly made. The system itself was of poor quality. Yes, there were professional military, professional officers, but basically they had a slave army. Today, in such high-tech systems, the slave army doesn't work.
The war unleashed by Putin against Ukraine has exposed the failure of Russia's naval forces, at least of the Black Sea Fleet. It was practically defeated during the military campaign of Ukraine. According to the armed forces of Ukraine, 16 Russian ships and boats were destroyed. The most painful blow was the sinking of the flagship cruiser of the Russian Black Sea Fleet Moskva.
The Black Sea Fleet has traditionally been not such a very good fleet, although it has always been praised like that. But it traditionally always drowned itself due to non-combat losses. And now you help to sink it. Therefore, such a fleet of floaters is very weak as a naval force. They have always been weak. They do not have aircraft carriers. They do not have enough naval aviation, which could do something.
But in the statistics of the losses of the Russian Black Sea Fleet, there is still no new flagship that will replace the Moskva. And a frigate Admiral Makarov also received significant damage during a drone attack on the Sevastopol Bay on October the 29th.
The state of the Russian fleet is depressing. I am sure that Ukraine will soon destroy the Black Sea Fleet. This will happen because we have a very advanced marine drone component. We have an anti-ship missile, so the destruction is assured. The fire range of Ukraine is 300 kilometers. I think this will develop the situation with the Russian fleet very quickly. All this will turn into scrap metal, which fortunately will no longer threaten anyone.
The expert also notes that any loss is very harmful for the Russian fleet, because there is no production in the country capable of creating ships of a new generation.
They haven't been able to build even Soviet-type frigates, not to mention new generation frigates since 2014. I mean, they tried. But in fact, they could launch one ship only, and it has not really entered the fleet until now. So they switched to the construction of small ships, that is 1 to 1,000 tons. Well, for understanding, a frigate is somewhere around 6,000 tons, and a cruiser can be up to 10,000 tons.
The situation of Russian military production is also complicated by the Western sanctions. Now Russia is deprived of high technologies that allowed it to quickly restore, modernize and build even small warships, and the country cannot boast of its own technologies. However, according to experts, the fleet of the Russian Federation is still a threat, and it is too early to write it off. Reported by Dana Kolesnik, Vasil Panasiuk, UATV News.